What's up, people? Positive news all around. What's going on? Listen, hey, let's take a step back now from all that we've known, everything that we think we know, and all that was happened since you and I have met. You and me personally. Let's get close. Let's get intimate. Let's hug it out. What happened was I got an email, and I've gotten some emails about this. Thanks for this, thanks for that, good looking out. But what I got this last email was, what's up, Krull? I just wanted to come check out your website because a friend of mine told me they got a good tip. I hate the word, but he used it on recalls. Now this is a situation where this is what I want. This is something that I wanted to make sure was happening at hitthebid.com. A camaraderie. A feeling that we're all in it together and we're all trying to help each other. Not there battling it out, calling each other names and just talking about fart jokes and movie quotes. That there's actually something viable going on at hitthebid.com, which a lot of people, when they stop by, they don't realize what's going on. Now the recalls definitely wasn't my call. I wasn't looking at the stock. I knew nothing about the stock. I popped in, I saw people were looking and talking about it. But the whole idea is that hitthebid.com is now a self-sustaining entity. I don't need to be there for it to be operating in some capacity. Of course, me being there, the Jesus Christ of Wall Street, donning you with winner after winner is just the icing on the cake and is why you come there in the first place. But the camaraderie is why you stay. So let me just pat myself on the back about the limelight. Now, I hate when I have a coinciding story that is something similar to Kramer. Despise it. Obviously, we all know that I don't even watch Kramer anymore. And as much as I don't hate the guy, but as I was pitching to one guy, I said, look, if we're going to compete with Kramer, if we could just get all the people that hate him, despise him, and want him to fail, that'll be a big enough audience to sustain the Krullster and hitthebid.com family. So I'm talking about Limelight Networks, okay? Limelight. And we're looking at Limelight a few weeks ago, talking about when the shit starts to rise. Like the dry ships, like the Red F, like the Heat, and the Rhinos come back to life. And then we had LLNW. And of course, the biggest shitty stock of them all is now one of the greatest picks of the Hit the Bid, Suck My NASDAQ lifetime. ACTG. ACTG. Do you remember when I first gave that recommendation at 12 bucks? Remember? Remember? And I told you about it. There are a bunch of lawyers sitting in a room. Evil lawyers collecting patents and just waiting around, ready to sue somebody. And I said it was probably a 5 or 7 year hold because they're going to have to wait for someone to infringe. They're going to have to collect the patents. They have to wait for certain things to expire so they can do their lawyerly business and start to rape and pillage everybody. Well, it all worked out. Look at that. Long-term investing and good ideas and planning for the future. Remember that whole thing about the idea of investing? ACTG. Unbelievable. The stock, what did it hit? $27 now? I know. If you bought it at 16 and the stock went down to 2, you're thinking, what the hell? What the hell did I listen to this asshole on the internet for? But, my God. I never suggested to sell it. I never suggested to buy it. I'm not going to take credit for it. I'm just saying. When I first gave that recommendation, we were talking about it as an investment, not a day trade. All right. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters because it's in the past, and we have to talk about what's happening now. Thank God we stayed away from the U.S. Steel that's breaking under 40 again. And one thing I've always told you that I'm good at is seeing a stock for what it is. And U.S. Steel has not been participating in the lifetime of the greatest rally that we'll ever see in our lifetimes. And for some reason, it's been sitting around doing nothing. Generally, that stock is about to fall and go the other direction. When you're not participating in the fun times, and then when the good times stop for the rest of the market, those are the stocks that are the first ones to fall. All right. But we're talking about Limelight Networks. Now, I know that Kramer was on it, okay, but I have to say that I was on it first, right from the IPO, and I was saying how we should take a look at this stock, and that wasn't a good idea. Really? Remember that? Oh, same song on repeat. Let me just pause that for a second. It wasn't a good idea. Remember the Limelight networks? The only thing is, remember, as I probably said, Limelight was getting into a business with Akamai. And as you know, Akamai is my favorite stock in the world. And I said, you don't want to get into business with Akamai. Blah, blah, blah. They'll eat their lunch. And once the stock started to fail, I said, this is now a dead IPO, a non-loved IPO, and it'll probably go to $2, $2.50, just like all the other garbage IPOs that get shunned by the powers that be on Wall Street. But as it sat there and struggled and did GOTS for 2 years, what I love to see is a stock getting some momentum and breaking into the $5 range. And when I said in this market, and I think they finally stopped saying in this economy. Have you noticed you haven't heard that phrase in a while? Oh, in this economy, oh, in this economy. Because if the stock market's telling us anything, of course it's an illusion and a matrix and the Skynet and all that, but if you want to believe in all the other cliches, the stock market's a foretelling thing, and if it's going up all this time, the future must only hold fantasticness for us. But let's go back to Limelight Networks. And in this market, any stock that breaks out, and the whole reason that I've been making money now is because I've been just trading with Tourette's syndrome. Stock, oh, broke 5, must go to 7.5. Broke 5, gotta go to 7.5. No volume. I mean, yeah, I looked at the volume store. It was nice volume. More volume on the up days. Always nice to see. The pullbacks were very shallow. The stock never gave more back than it made the day before. A lot of different factors involved. Then, of course, we had the Kramer factor come in, which kind of skewed everything. But my thing was, when it broke 5, I said, it broke 5, immediately went into the 550, 560 range. And I said, let's give these March $7.50 calls here that were trading, I think, 35 by 50 at the time. Let's give them a shot at 50 cents. Because if the stock does break out, and if it gets into the 6s and the 7s, the March $7.50 calls at 50 cents are going to be the ones that you want to own. Plus, with all the time value that you have on your hands, you're not going to lose that 50 cents in a heartbeat, no matter what the stock did, unless it went to 0. So it was a good shot. So now the stock, I think, was a 65, 70 bid maybe on those options yesterday. So 15 cents on a 50-cent option in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Not a bad play. And the only reason I'm still in it because I haven't even sitting and watching the market. I know we've just been going up. I know I missed some fun stuff probably going on, but right now I'm trying to find a home for all of us. And I've been secretly going to one other place that I haven't talked to you about. And we'll see if that works out. Because if I'm going to make it, this needs to be my last stop. You understand? I need to have a place that can handle everything. And of course, the legal ramifications of it all. Because there is lots of legality when it comes to me recommending stocks to you. Because this is a very regulated business. Even though the gray area is just phenomenal. It's like a smoke machine. You don't know exactly what the rules and regulations are. Suddenly somebody pops up out of the smoke to tell you that you're doing something wrong, that they invented a new rule to this, a new rule to that. Basically, this industry has sucked since decimalization came in and ruined the day trading industry. It took everything from eighths and quarters to 1 cent, 2 cent bullshit. Okay? That's just my opinion. And I'm sure other people feel that way. But every rule and regulation has been set to kill the day trading industry, LLCs, broker-dealers, everything. And it was I was sitting there talking to this one guy, and he's rambling, talking about all the regulations. And I just said, listen, I just got to tell you right now, I have no clue what the hell you just said. Absolutely none. You just tell me what I can and can't do in layman's terms. Because apparently, I can't trade at at a specific firm and tell you what I'm doing at the same time, which I find very hard to believe that that's illegal, because obviously, what are all these chat rooms? That's all that's going on all these chat rooms and every website, every firm, almost everywhere I turn, there's another chat room with somebody in there saying how awesome he is, that he wants to show you how great he is doing live trades. So I don't know. So, hey, listen, you guys know what I own. I've been telling you what I own. It's all for entertainment purposes. You know about the disclaimers. Right now, there's no reason to sell stocks. Maybe today would be a good idea. CBOE, RINO, GOOG, LLNW, DRYS. What else is there? So all my stocks have been slowly creeping up. No reason to sell them. And I'll probably dump some of them today. Oh, and remember, I'm always short the Qs. Always short the Qs, waiting for that one pullback, which might be today. But, of course, it won't be too big of a pullback, I'm sure. All right, that was way too long of a video. I'm glad you stuck along. But, like I said, hitthebid.com we are on the fucking cusp of turning this shit into something extraordinary. And if we have to tear down the whole website and rebuild it again, I hope that you guys will take the 15 minutes to get your accounts back up and running and all that stuff. Because what we're really going to do is make it even more interactive. So when you guys think you know what you're talking about, we're going to have boards up so everybody can see what the other guy is doing. And then we'll have contests. And of course, if I'm, depending on where I am, the legality of what we can award you. We can't award you cash prizes on a weekly basis if you're doing well, because then it would be classified as gambling, and then there's money prizes. So we'll probably just give you stuff like t-shirts and plants. All right, and Tupperware. All right, be good. And oh, by the way, Washington, D.C. is this weekend. Be there. All right, I'll talk more about that later. I'm on my way to try to find a place to go other than my room here.
I would much prefer Krull.